What if the United States had a big battle royale, where the only nations in the world are the states themselves, as well as a couple of territories, of course? The SuperStates mod has been out for quite a long time, and it's a really sweet mod. It overhauls a lot of the religions, adding a ton of American counterparts to European religions. And it also introduces a ton of new cultures, with culture groups for each major region of the United States, as well as Canada and Mexico. And we're going to load in, and we're going to unpause, and we're going to see who comes out victorious. But before we get into the video, I just wanted to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by the wonderful people who support me over at Patreon. For as little as $5 a month, you will get early access to every single video that comes out on this channel, as well as access to exclusive text and voice chats within the Discord, and monthly live stream events that are quite fun. So if you want to support, consider checking out the link in the description of the video. So at a quick glance, California, New York, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, New Jersey all have more than 100 development, and thus are the front runners at the start date. If you guys know the flag of who I'm rooting for, make sure you leave it in the comments below. Though I'm originally from Pennsylvania, so if either of them win, I'm going to claim a victory for myself. Florida's already picked up a couple of alliances in Mississippi, North Carolina. Texas is hugboxing all of its neighbors with Arizona, Oklahoma, and Tennessee, and California has New Mexico. Pennsylvania is so far only allied to Delaware. They might get ganged up on if they're not quick enough. New York has Connecticut, and Ohio has Wisconsin and Illinois. And the first war is underway. Florida man is conquesting Alabama. They've got a lot of claims already, so they're clearly being aggressive with that. And Texas got a couple of claims on Louisiana, and it looks like they're pushing those as well. They've already got them almost full occupied, so yeah, they might actually even get that full annex right off the bat. We also have the clash of the Carolinas over here, North Carolina and South Carolina going at it. North Carolina attacking for Florence. We also have Hawaii out here and Alaska up in the north, of course. And don't forget about Puerto Rico as well as the Virgin Islands. Ooh, Alabama has been absolutely gutted. They've got two provinces left down here in Mobile, as well as, what is this? Jefferson, which I believe this would be like Birmingham if I had to guess. And South Carolina was basically eaten by North Carolina. Louisiana was exiled to New Orleans. So, yeah, good on you, Texas. So New York, Connecticut, and Massachusetts, all three split Rhode Island. No more do we have to worry about North and South Carolina. From this point forward, we just have Carolina. But we still have South Carolina, so I really don't know. Ooh, clash up here, New York versus Vermont and Pennsylvania. New York is the aggressor as well, so we'll see how that turns out for them. And Ohio has attacked Indiana, calling in their ally of West Virginia. Looking at the armies, it looks like Ohio definitely outnumbers both of them, so it looks like Ohio is going to grow. Despite all of our best efforts, there's just nothing we can do about Ohio. California invading the neighbors, Oregon and Nevada, with claims on both of them. And Kentucky wanted to get in on some of this action over here with West Virginia. Absolutely just dicing up West Virginia here between Kentucky and Ohio. And the war continues to rage on between New York and Pennsylvania. Meanwhile, out west, Montana basically ate all of Idaho. And it looks like Colorado and Texas, yep, split New Mexico. Arizona basically just ate all of Utah, and California full annexed Nevada. New Hampshire just full annexed Maine, so New England might be united. Pennsylvania pieced out with New York, but they only took a couple of provinces from Vermont, so Pennsylvania lives to see another day. Though I'm not so sure, they just got attacked by Ohio, so we'll see how that goes as well. Tennessee getting in on some of the action, allying with Texas and attacking Mississippi as well as Florida. Looks like the people around Illinois did us all a favor and destroyed that state. Have fun with Chicago, Indiana. It's your problem now. Missouri took a big bite out of Oklahoma, but what the heck is this? Cimarron? It is a territory. I'm interested. If anybody knows the history of these interesting tags, make sure you let us know in the comments below the video. Though I do think I know more about American history than the average person, I definitely don't know all of it. California absolutely just popping off over here on the West Coast, eating a large chunk of Washington, most of Oregon, and all of Nevada in one foul swoop. First round of ideas is starting to pop up here as people get Admin Tech 5, and it looks like Florida took Exploration. Texas really is just over here just howdy-hoing and yee-hawing all over everybody. Louisiana is now gone. Mississippi is basically gone, and Alabama does not seem to be long for this world. And it also looks like Oklahoma got split between Texas and Arkansas, or at least what was left of Oklahoma. Meanwhile, the Midwest is surprisingly very stable. Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, the Dakotas, Nebraska. Iowa's changed one province, but aside from that, it's very similar. Kansas has not been touched at all, very much still as flat as a pancake. And Wyoming has only taken one province here on Salt Lake. Oh, yo, Massachusetts just like full annex New Hampshire. There's only a couple of provinces left over here. That's big. 20 years in, California's still in the lead, followed by New York, Texas, and now Massachusetts, then Florida. Now, Carolina has attacked Virginia. We'll see how that one goes. And somehow Virginia actually took a bite out of Carolina. I definitely expected Carolina to steamroll them, so good for them. We have a Cold War down here between Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Puerto Rico attacked them for conquest, but they have 0 transport ships, so they actually can't get their men over there. So they're just blockading the crap out of them. Also, the dude's name is Jesus Henry, which is awesome. I know it's pronounced Jesus, but it's funnier if you pronounce it Jesus. And moving forward here, there's quite a few changes. The major one that I see that jumps out at me initially is Pacifica has formed, which I assume was California. Economic exploration ideas, so probably going to see some colonization from them. You also see Florida over here, who also took exploration ideas, exiling themselves to Mexico. Puerto Rico's slow, methodical takeover of the Virgin Islands continues, and Montana is exactly the same as it is in the start date. Tennessee has migrated a bit south, and Kentucky has been cut in multiple pieces. Ohio having a good game, and New York has annexed most of the Northeast. And as time goes on, it seems that Texas may just be the champion of this run. Though not to be outdone, we now have a new challenger who has entered the arena. It appears that New York has formed the sovereign state of the Mid-Atlantic, and Pacifica is working its way up into Alaska. Florida is now just the Yucatan Peninsula. And when we take a look at the great powers of the world, you can see that Texas and the Mid-Atlantic are definitely the champions right now, with a very close third to Pacifica. Fourth place is a measly 175 development in Dakota, which has apparently formed. They have generic national ideas. They took religious, diplo, quality, and economic. Texas rocking trade, offensive, humanist. Pacifica rocking economic, exploration, and quantity. And Mid-Atlantic rocking eco, trade, offensive. Pretty solid idea groups for Mid-Atlantic. Now, just taking a look over here, Ohio and Wisconsin are not part of Texas. They just have the same color CB. Also, what the heck is this Nickajack territory? Is that the Little Dipper? That's really cool. I like that flag. I think it's pretty funny that Virginia has been pushed out of Virginia and is now kind of like the coastal portion of Carolina. Ohio is migrating up into Michigan, and Chicago is actually its own territory. Wonder what the crime looks like over here in this new version of Chicago. What do you guys think? Better? Worse? About the same? Pacifica has pushed Alaska entirely out of Alaska, but meanwhile, they're getting pushed out of Pacifica. Arizona has made a huge push into their lands, as well as Oregon has been released in a war against Texas just recently. And a new contestant on the field, the state of Lincoln. Very cool. It appears that Florida colonized all the way up the coast of Mexico, and Texas just gobbled them up as soon as they bordered them. We also have Superior. Apparently that's the state for the Yoop. Shout out my Yoopers. Even though you guys are super weird, I acknowledge you as humans. Arizona has kicked Pacifica out of California for the most part. They're relegated to the rebel-controlled parts of the Bay Area, which anybody familiar with the Bay Area knows that it's already rebel-controlled, so nothing is different from real life here. And when it's all said and done, Texas is victorious. Major takeaways: Arizona looks really great. Florida was exiled all the way up into northern Canada. Mid-Atlantic looks to be losing a war against Texas to finish it off, as well as Carolina. Pacifica is just 3 provinces down here in Mexico. And the Grand Republic of Lincoln was exiled over here to Peru with their colonial nation of Lincolnite Colombia right next to them. Though it looked like Pacifica actually colonized a bit of land over here in China, India, as well as into Arabia. They even got Cape Town. But since I deleted all of Europe and everything like that, we didn't have any institutions spawn. The Renaissance never even spawned. So every technology that they wanted to take is costing so much. So it's hard to say how it really would have affected it if institutions were all there, but I don't know. Either way, if you guys have any other scenarios that you think would be fun, make sure you drop them in the comments below the video. If you enjoyed this one, make sure you leave a like on it and subscribe if you haven't, because there is plenty of content that you're going to be missing out on if you're not subscribed. If you want early access to every video that comes out on this channel, you can support me on Patreon for as little as $5 a month, and you'll get early access to every single video. And at higher tiers, there's opportunities for merchandise as well as monthly live streams, so lots of fun stuff that I do to hang out with you guys. If you want to join the Discord, my subreddit, or follow me on my Twitter, they're all linked in the description below the video. And until next time, stay chill.